I'm Eric Barton and this is Cotswold Weekly News. In a busy show this week, Gloucester Tories take a small hit in the local elections, Stroud gets ready to recycle, and the Chelsea Building Society head office in Cheltenham looks set for redevelopment. Control of Gloucester City Council hangs in the balance once again, after Labour gained a seat during otherwise uneventful elections. Just 1 year after the Tories took full control of the council, they once again faced the prospect of a minority administration. The only Tory casualty was high profile, with Deputy Leader Steve Morgan losing his seat in Grange to Labour's Chris Chatterton. The Conservatives held on to 4 of the 5 of its seats, while the Lib Dems held their 2. Leader Paul James said his party's ongoing control of the council was unquestionable, albeit under more difficult circumstances. Liberal Democrat leader Jeremy Hilton said his party had done well considering being mired in the polls on a national level. Labour group leader Katie Haig said that the results had reflected anger with national government policy, making her party a real player in some seats for future elections. Now, Gloucestershire Police spent nearly £250,000 on hotels in the past 3 years. Figures reveal police staff and not officers have been staying in hotels charging up to £247 per person per night at the taxpayer's expense. It comes at a time when the force has had to make £18 million of cuts, which resulted in closing more than a dozen stations and putting 184 officer posts and 300 civilian roles at risk. Police defended the £247 per night costs, saying that they said it was for urgent IT staff training booked just 2 weeks before the event, and in the capital during London Fashion Week. Assistant Chief Constable Richard Berry said that the officers and staff are occasionally required to stay outside the county. And when they are, he commented, the constabulary always strives to find accommodation that represents the best value for money. Now, households in Stroud district will be able to do their bit for the environment and help the local authority save thousands of pounds with the launch of a new recycling scheme. As of July, residents will be able to recycle all plastic packaging and bottles and cardboard for the very first time. To help with the new recycling scheme from May 21st, Stroud District Council will be delivering new green wheelie bins to more than 40,000 homes. However, 9,000 homes, almost 20% of the district, will not be able to have a wheelie bin, either because of their location or style of property, and will be given a durable recycling bag instead. Leaders at Stroud District Council have said the scheme will save the authority from £50,000 during the first year and up to £100,000 annually thereafter. For more information, contact Stroud District Council on 01453 754 424 or visit the website stroud.gov.uk/recycling. Okay, after the break, we're heading to Mount Everest. Don't go away. Welcome back. An ex-school teacher from Rockhampton who used the London Marathon as a warm-up has headed for Mount Everest. In an attempt to raise £100,000 for charity, Narinjan Singh, a former teacher at Ridings High School in Winterbourne, is embarking on challenges that would make most people cringe. Last month, he walked the 26-mile London Marathon in 5 hours and 41 minutes. Mr. Singh barely allowed himself time to recover, and last Thursday, May the 3rd, he headed for Nepal, where he is currently trekking 3 high passes and 3 peaks. However, the challenge doesn't stop there. In August, Mr. Singh will complete his 3rd and final venture, a 13,000-foot skydive. Mr. Singh is embarking on the challenges in memory of his mother and in aid of the charity WaterAid, which helps communities in less fortunate areas of the world. Good luck to him. Developers have unveiled plans to overhaul an historic site previously used by one of Cheltenham's most high-profile companies. Chelsea Building Society's old premises could be turned into flats, a care home and sheltered apartments if planning bosses give the go-ahead. Berkeley Homes announced last Friday that Thirlestane Hall had been sold to the Oxfordshire-based firm. The developers and Beechcroft have teamed up to build 49 apartments, a 63-bed care home and 24 assisted living flats at the location. The mid-19th century hall will be converted into 7 apartments, while Thurston Villas will be retained as residential houses. A spokesman for Berkeley said that a planning application is due to be submitted in May, and it is hoped to commence building works in the autumn. The development will take approximately 24 months to complete. A scheme to improve Tetbury's pedestrianised marketplace, which will pave the way for more markets in the future, has just been unveiled. Tetbury Town Council is applying for street trading consent in order to hold markets in the area. Town Clerk Sue Bailey explained that the idea would mean some extra market area in that bit of stopped highway. Tetbury Town Council put a questionnaire out to locals recently about what their thoughts were on the pedestrianised area. And as a result of that feedback, the Town Council has worked with the local groups to hatch this new plan. Right, we'll be right back in a minute. See you then. Hello again. Plans for a dazzling new £100,000 coffee shop and gymnasium have been revealed for a community-run leisure centre. From mid-July, the current gym and bar area at Cricklade Leisure Centre will be completely knocked through and rebuilt to open up a spacious training room with high-spec digital equipment. On the same level, a coffee shop and bar will be created with a viewing window to the swimming pool. Around 5 years ago, the leisure centre was on the brink of closure, but thanks to a passionate campaign by residents, the local facility was saved and taken over by local volunteers in 2007. Great news. Amidst all the gloom of the recent bad weather, with various public shows being cancelled, some good news on the horizon. The Severnside Military Vehicle Trust have announced that the show will be returning again this summer. The Severnside Military Show will be taking place at the Severnside Ground in Cambridge on Saturday, June the 9th and Sunday, June the 10th. The show will be displaying a variety of military vehicles such as armoured jeeps, trucks, cars and motorcycles. As well as the military vehicle display, there's also a host of activities including trade stands, live demonstrations, marching bands and professional battle reenactments. The event is run solely by volunteers and monies raised are donated to charities including the Royal British Legion, Horses for Heroes and the Military Vehicle Trust. Sounds like a great day out. Now the sport. The rare luxury of a pressure-free afternoon at Plymouth Argyle last weekend provided Cheltenham boss Mark Yates with some pleasing evidence of the depth of quality in the Cheltenham Town squad. Cheltenham know that only Torquay United stand between them and a Wembley appearance. Yates has said many times that the current squad possess far more talent than the team of a decade ago. Now they must show that they have the nerve required to run the playoff gauntlet. And some further good news. Manager Mark Yates and his assistant Neil Howarth have put pen to paper on new 2-year contracts with the club. The pair, who have guided the Robins into the League Two playoffs, will be contracted to the club until the summer of 2014. Great news. So, what's the weather got in store for the coming week? Well, the weekend is set for some improvement with increased sunny spells and highs of 11 degrees. However, it's back to the old gloom and doom and rain for next week, I'm afraid. And finally, a lost budgie found its way home in Japan after reciting its entire address to a police officer. The bird escaped from a house in the district of Yokohama and made its way to a city centre hotel. The hotel handed the budgie over to the police, who put it in a cage and transferred it to a nearby police station. Despite giving no indications that it could talk, the bird suddenly began repeating its home address and was able to specify the address right down to the number of the house and the block on which it stands, enabling police to track down the grateful 64-year-old owner. Who's a pretty boy then. That's it from Cotswold Weekly News. Have a great week. Bye-bye.